Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Tech Niche Tips. Whoops, wrong show. Good morning, good morning. Oh, so funny. Good
Trying to
morning,
get
good
that quick,
morning.
trying to get that quick plug in, man.
I know. Don't forget, Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But good morning. Welcome to Talk That Tech, the
Number one tech morning show in the world, man. Let's
oh,
get it.
let's get it. Not the other one, but
Ooh,
go ahead and check
bro,
it out on
that's
Saturdays.
funny.
It's a holiday. Today's a holiday that we're celebrating President's Day, and so last night and this is so funny, y'all. Should I tell them, Trey?
Yeah,
Uh,
bro, give it up.
so last night just chilling, watching the game, doing I was doing some other stuff, and I'm like, wait a second, we got a show tomorrow, and normally we got look, guys. Normally we talk. We at least talk prior to the
Yeah,
show, um, but we were like, oh man, the show's tomorrow, Trey. And he's
man,
like, oh snap, you're right. And so we just ended up kind of working together via text. And I feel like we got a good groove that we could do that now, where we could just kind of like
that's
communicate
for
and say,
sure.
oh, we need this, we need that, and pull together a pretty nice show for y'all. So
That's for sure. That's for sure.
so forgive me this morning when I woke up. I'm like, oh yeah, wrong show.
Dude,
Wrong
that was
show.
crazy.
That was I mean, that probably happened like one time before by mistake, but not that often. Not that often at all. Let's go to the comment section real quickly before we get into it, if you don't mind, my brother. I have
Let's do it.
Operation. There we go. Ooh, takeovers in the building. Peace and blessings. So glad you're up early with us, brother. Rocking on this
Yes,
President's
indeed.
Day. And he laid down the law. He says, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also, check out your favorite past episodes on Technique too. He plugged me too. Podcast streamed on your favorite listening platforms. You know what? I gotta pause and plug my brother as well. Tech Back Trey has his channel with great insight and information. So you definitely want to check that in. Yeah, I'm working on Duolingo, so that's
Hey,
trying to get
hey,
my
it's
FM
working,
up.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sígame porque soy guapo.
Come on, Texas.
Yeah,
Texas.
muy pequito, muy pequito.
Love it, man. Love it. Oh, Mitch is in the building too. He says, good morning. Good morning. Mitch is in the building. We got
What's
Darcel.
up?
Good morning,
What's
fan. Like,
up?
comment, and subscribe. Y'all seem in a great mood. Love it. Let's get it. Oh man, thank you, thank you. Do we ever come on here in a not great mood? I don't know.
Hey, man. Maybe not. I mean, I know I'm always in a good mood for the most part, but sometimes maybe we seem a little sleepy. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I was a little
Maybe.
sleepy this morning. I'm not going to even cap.
Oh no, yeah. This was the morning. I was like, ooh, it's gonna be rough getting up.
Yeah.
Gonna be rough getting up. Oh, we got Jared in the building. Good morning, guys. I'm finally up on time.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it because she is up early.
Yeah.
She is up early. I'm not gonna give her away her location, but let's just say it's somewhere in the west. She is up early. So thank you for rocking with us. We appreciate it. Techo Drivers in the building. Say good morning,
What's
Joseph
going
and
on?
Trey. Brr, 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 brr. I gotta get sound effects like him. But well, yeah, good morning, brother. We're so glad to have you this morning. It's gonna be a good, fun time. Uh, he said, Darcel said, look, y'all just started with the last, so I was feeling the energy. Nice, nice, nice. Like, glad that we're able to pass that along because
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. This is one of those mornings where I was just like, all right, push through.
That's for real, man. Sometimes it's like that. It's not always up and at 'em. Like you gotta plug that charger in and be like, all right, I'm on
Oh,
like red. Let's see if we can get there today.
oh
But we
man,
gonna do it.
I hear that. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Let's start. Normally, I was gonna start with a question today, but we gotta start with your hat, brother. Black effect. Where did that hat? Where'd you get that hat from? Do you remember?
Oh, let's see. Well, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, it's Charlemagne. The Breakfast Club. Charlemagne. This is his. I don't know, one of his companies or his main company. I have no clue. but they're where they do the production stuff and all that with uh Kevin Hart and all that. But anyways, yeah, one of his production ladies from the podcast sent it to me, and so yeah, I've been having for like I don't know, a few years now. But I think when I passed by this morning in the closet, I was like, hey, it's still Black History Month. Let me throw on a black business and keep it moving. So yeah, that's what it is right there, man.
I love the fact that you just like nonchalantly say, "Yeah, his assistant sent it to me." You know, it's all cool. I know people don't have
Nah, nah,
See,
that's crazy.
Trey, international man of mystery.
Nah, man.
No, man, I thought it was funny to me. Speaking of podcasts, y'all, if y'all didn't know, we do have this at podcast form. So go ahead and subscribe if you're on Apple, if you're on Spotify, if you're on Google, wherever podcasts are sold. Go ahead and subscribe to what
Yes.
we got going on because it's a great time. If you want to find out some episodes in the past, just listen to it while you're running, doing some work. We out here.
Yeah,
We
it's
out here.
even hey, I'm even let y'all know, man. It's an episode on there on the podcast side that you can't even find online right now. Like
Ba, ba,
you
ba.
can't find it on YouTube because YouTube banned it.
Apple shut it down. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let me get it straight. Yeah. It was not. It was not YouTube. Apple blocked the mess out of that thing. So
yeah.
yeah, that's on there.
Tech Coach Rob said, "New segment trades hat collection. I'm with it. Let's
That's hilarious.
it's
Well, I
getting
got one sitting right here. Then just so we can keep it going real quick for Black History Month, I'm gonna get another one in. Uh, y'all, Basquiat. Joseph
oh
should know about Basquiat
the
up
artist,
there, New York side. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, man.
the one that they said Jay
Um,
Z borrowed his haircut from.
oh man, yeah. Look, he should have just got the art. I mean, you didn't have to get the hair, but
He was inspired. He was inspired. Oh
that's
man,
that's
what
too that's too much inspiration.
that is that's too much inspiration. But I was inspired by something this weekend, and that was at the All-Star game. I actually was
Yes,
inspired by
yes.
what I saw on the court. And if y'all didn't see it, they had a very special kind of court the NBA had this year for the All-Star game. What are your thoughts about that trade before we kind of dive in? Like, what do you think about the All-Star weekend this year?
Yeah, I think they did the best they could with what they had, man. I mean, over time they have had like they had some really great ones, and like over time it kind of was going down, as far as what they were coming up with and what they were able to do. But I will say, what they did with the court and a lot of the tech that they had going on there, it really did bring some excitement. I mean, at one point when I first started, I was like, yo, how are they doing this? Like, how do these celebrities know, when you're watching a celebrity game or whatever? I'm like, how do
Yeah,
they know where to shoot from on the 3 point?
yeah,
Like one of them is this, and then they're moving it. I'm like, how do they know? But obviously, they had the markings on the floor. But at first, it kind of was throwing me off. I'm like, oh, I know they don't have that on the actual floor now. But yeah, they did a great job with this one this year, man. As far as that, they got to figure out some kind of way. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll talk, but they got to figure out some kind of way how to get the best dunkers that are in the NBA in the actual competition, man. Like,
oh,
but my guy Mac, he did put on a show. They robbed him all 3 times, man. He was supposed to get all 50s. But anyway,
I have some thoughts about that as well, and
yeah,
something else. But since we talk that tech, we're going to talk about that technology that we
yeah,
saw. And
yeah, for
I thought
sure.
it was really cool in regards to how the LED floors were used in regards to the overall experience, especially on Friday and on Saturday. They didn't have it really
Yeah,
on Sunday. It was just a regular floor that they had there. But what was funny though, because the NBA players weren't really used to it, especially in the skills challenge. You saw them kind of like trying to find their way.
dude.
They would go the right way, and then they would go the wrong way, and then they had to be told to go around. And I think that actually affected some of their scores. And I was wondering, like, especially if they're shooting, like, would that be a negative impact? I think it's just something that we all got to get used to if the NBA decides to do that in the future. But it's kind of cool to see the technology grow. even from what the NFL used to do in regards to what you're seeing now.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Like as time progresses and the more different forms of technology is adapted, augmented reality, all these different things, we're gonna see it play a huge effect in the way things are done. Imagine though the day that NFL coaches, NBA coaches, really NFL coaches, I think, have like their version of like when they need to go back to replays and things of that nature, their
Dude.
version of Apple Vision Pro to like put on their head to kind of analyze the game, or one of the coaches have that like just straight up like going crazy, like just picking different applications, like go back, no, we need to challenge that, like that's
Yeah.
what
Real time.
in real time. That's what technology is
Yeah.
going, and it's just kind of amazing to see that. But my gripe with the NBA All Star Game, man, is two. The dunk contest. I was like, oh man, I'm missing it because I had to do something that night. So I actually caught the replay the next day, and I'm like, I didn't miss anything.
Mm-mm.
I didn't really
Mm-mm.
miss anything. And then the All Star Game itself was only fun to like the fourth quarter. Like, there's moments in between it that were cool, but I'm like, I wish the All Star Game, even though I understand it, I wish it was more competitive. Is it just me,
Yeah.
y'all? But
No, it
let me know in the
definitely is.
comment section below, because I said at points I was like, oh, this is terrible. And then it got to the fourth quarter though, and there was
That's
some
when they
there was
lock in a little bit.
yeah, there were some things like Cat was. I was like, Cat, you don't throw it down like that, brother. Throw it down,
Man,
big
he
man.
was
Oh,
look, he was trying to figure out like, okay, I need these people to see my moves, okay? Like
for
he was
real.
dunking everywhere. I saw him hit a three, which he normally can, but it was the way he hit the three, you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, he was definitely throwing them things down, man. And Halliburton, bro, like
just
he
let it fly.
he got the juice, man. He's been lighting it up in the league, recently, and now he didn't disappoint in the NBA game as well. So we'll see what they are able to do. I will say, man, it will be interesting to see what they do, like in the going years. Like,
Yeah,
oh, you can, like if you have the Apple Vision Pro, or if you have the Meta glasses or something like that,
yeah.
this is a different experience that you'll have, watching the game versus like what they did this year. So they might have
yeah.
that for just regular consumers, and then hey, if you have these glasses, you'll get a little extra sauce on there. So I could see something like that happening. It'd be crazy though.
I think I saw something where they're looking to offer like courtside seats that way. Where there's like
They
this
you know
one
they did that
camera.
before. You know they did
Yeah,
that before, bro. And
yeah,
the video, I never got to use it. I don't know if they took it away. It might still actually be on, but you could get like the NBA package, and it was a 360 camera sitting in one of the courtside seats, and yeah, you could, if all the action is over here, then you could look over there. But if you looked over here, you just saw the fans and the people, like you couldn't see any game, so you had to actually follow it like you were, down there on the court side. And
yeah,
I thought it was fire, man. So I know whatever they do with that coming up is going to be even better. Um, Now that technology has changed, even since then.
yeah. No, I agree as well. That's definitely gonna be something that you're going to that we're gonna see a lot more of for sure. And y'all in the audience, what were your experience like if you were actually paying attention to the All Star Weekend? If you have a highlight, you can put it down. If not, you can just say, "Nah, I don't waste my time watching that. It's a waste of time." But before we get into that, Tech Coach Ralph has a comment actually. He says, "I can see that coming in regards to the technology, in regards to these All Star games." He says, "My company offers
Yeah,
sideline video playback for coaches, among many other things." Wow. So
yeah,
yeah, it's definitely coming. They're really big into analytics. I heard this, and we'll get into it, other stuff, but I heard this real good comment from the former Mavs owner, majority owner, Mark Cuban, where he was sharing how there was a tug of war in his team in regards to who to draft that year when it was Luka Doncic and not Luka, yeah, Luka
mm,
and Trey, and the analytics guys loved Luka, right? And it was
yeah,
the traditional, coaches that have to like the guys that the scouts that basically do the eye test, who were like, we need to see a little bit more. They saw enough. They saw enough to
Blew it.
confirm. Yeah, they didn't blow it though. They saw enough to be like, okay, yeah, he's good. But the analytics people were like, yeah, we love him, and the rest is history. So analytics is playing a huge part in what they do. Mitch says, I got nervous about Curry at first. Happy he won. Yeah, Curry was just toying out there in a
Hey,
3-point contest.
no, that's facts. But he can turn up whenever he needs to. I mean, sometimes you get a little too confident out there, and you might miss it or lose. But
Mm-hmm.
even that joint with I forgot her name. Uh, I'm glad he got out there with her. So
Oh,
that was
Sabrina.
cool. Yeah, Sabrina. Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Sabrina's
she
dope.
turned up. Yeah, she turned up, and I got nervous for him. I was like, "Yo, the way she started, you better you better come with it." But he put it out at the end, right down there. He put his last rack as the money rack, and that got him there. So he
Yeah,
got it done for sure.
yeah, he did. And then we see I checked out the Bob Marley movies from Jera. One Love. Okay, 5 stars by the way. I didn't watch the game. Yeah, no, I hear that. I'm gonna probably check that out as
Hey,
well.
you can yeah, the highlights work. Is fine. You good?
Yeah, you'll be all right. Thank God for you too. We don't. They're not a sponsor of our show, but they kind of are.
Yeah.
But thank God for them. Because they the one because that's where you can see the highlights. so
Yeah.
so that works. We have like always in this month, we are talking about a special figure for Black History Month, and I'm gonna pass it to my brother Trey to talk about this individual who I think is a great person for us to chat about today. So
Yeah, so today, y'all know we trying since it's Black History Month, we want to get them out there. The people that y'all didn't know, or maybe you did, right? But most people have no clue. They just think this stuff just pops up, right? Unless you're recent and you're like, oh yeah, I know Elon Musk, you right? I know these guys, but hey man, some of these guys and women who invented some things are literally the base and the catalyst to bring some of the stuff that we see today into the light. So today's tech inventor that we have, this Black history figure, is Thomas L. Jennings. All right, Thomas L. Jennings. He was an African American inventor, a tradesman, and an entrepreneur and abolitionist in New York City, New York. And he has the distinction of being the first African American patent holder in history. All right. I'm talking about in history. Like, this guy's the first one who was able to get one. So
mm,
if it wasn't for him, who knows how long it would have took for our friends to be able to actually hold patents, other than maybe the actual owners of them being able to take those patents and keep them for their families. So shout out to him for being the first patent holder in history. He was granted the patent in 1821 for his novel method of dry cleaning. That's what that is, y'all. That's dry cleaning right there. So
whew,
for it was for, I know, right? It was for a dry cleaning process called dry scouring.
mm,
And so, yeah, I mean, this early make of the dry cleaning is now the reason, and one of the reasons why you can just go and just throw some clothes at people and then magically come back and boom, they're starched and ironed and cleaned and through the dry cleaning process, and you didn't have to do anything. So this Black man did that. He
yeah.
was able to get that done. So that's who it is today. Thomas L. Jennings, y'all. Shout out to him.
Shout out to you, Thomas L. Jennings. That it's always good to know these different facts. 'Cause sometimes I'm like, wait a second, I didn't know any of this.
Hey man,
So
it can get real, man. You start looking at stuff, you're like, golly, we
I, I don't know
we
about
got a
the
lot.
peanut butter just in the traffic light, but there's so much
Hey,
more
that's
we've
all they
done.
let us know, man. That's all they let us know in school, right?
Yeah,
George Washington Carver. Yeah, we know all about him, right? But
yeah,
there's so many more that you just, wow, it'll blow your mind.
big time. Big time. So, y'all, we're gonna keep the show moving. That was really good. I love that. And I have a lot. We have a lot on the docket here because my our boy Ty Smith, who is the founder and owner of Black Tech Global, he is basically on a run right now. I can't keep up with him. So this segment, the Tech Event Bulletin Board, this one is sponsored by, or I should say, is powered by Black Tech Global, your premier directory for upcoming events. Visit blacktechglobal.com for more. And when I say visit blacktechglobal.com for more, I mean it, because I cannot give you all of the events that are happening this week. So I'm gonna rip and run it as best as I can. Let's get to it right now. We have to the stage. This is the National Society of Black Engineers in DC, 2 Hype Tuesday. This is going to be free. Again, this is in Washington Metro. Definitely check that out, because there's a lot of great things happening there. Again, that costs $0, so you definitely want to check that out. Then Tuesday, this is happening Tuesday, mañana. See, Duolingo,
Hasta
right? Where
mañana.
business law. It's actually interesting. Where business law and tech intersect, the Bay Area edition. This is in San Francisco. That's cost $35, but that seems like a very interesting subject that you might want to look into. So definitely go ahead and check that out. Again, this is going to be tomorrow at around 6 to 9 p.m. So definitely check that out. Then we have another event from the National Society of Black Engineers, Googler Network, My Generation, My AI Workshop, and GBM. So if you are actually in the DC area, you definitely want to check that out, because there's a lot going on. And it does not, it's actually donation basically. If you want to be a part of that, they're all the asking for a donation. So if you could provide a donation, that's fire. That's wonderful. So definitely check out that event as well. Now, this one was pretty cool. This is a virtual only event. It's happening virtually on the 22nd, and it doesn't cost $1. It's actually women of color in STEM leadership right here, the leadership journeys. And basically, you could pick which one you want to reserve your spot for. You have being your authentic self during your leadership journey. You have different events that are happening. This is happening 2 days from now, and it's happening at different times throughout the day. But basically, it's mainly between, if you want to know the times, 10:05 Eastern all the way up to about 3:20 p.m. Eastern, so you can reserve your spot for that. A lot of great stuff there for you to check into. There's a 24 Black Innovation Entrepreneurship. That's February 22nd in St. Louis, Missouri, and that's $0 as well. Then I tell you guys, I'm gonna rip and run through this. Then we have another event coming up here. This is in actually New York, Africa Tech NYC February Mixer. That's Thursday the 22nd. You can check that out from between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That event is $0. So listen, there's a lot of free events this month, so you definitely want to take advantage of that. Then we have another event from the National Society, I can say that right, National Society of Black Engineers. This is in DC as well. This is this week, Friday the 23rd, $0 and 0 cents. So check that out. Following that event, we have another one from, this is Black Tech Nation presents Economic Empowerment panel discussion. This is free as well. This one is happening in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So if you have not seen this before, go ahead and check that out. And then there's so many more events, but I'm just going to do 2 more because of time. But basically, we have another event that we talked about way back in the day. This is happening February 24th, the 6th annual Black Media Mixer, and this one's happening in good old Texas, if I could find the actual address. It's about $30 to $200, so you want to check that out as well. But it's in Dallas, Texas, and that event is happening this week as well. And last but not least on our list is the HBCU Universe, and this one is happening. There's only a few tickets left for this one. This one is happening this Saturday, the 24th, and it's going to be in Baltimore, Maryland. Tickets range from $0 to $40, so you definitely want to check that out as well. And listen, y'all, that is what we have on the docket for today. But there's so much there. I couldn't put them all. This week has so many different events going on that you have to go to blacktechglobal.com to find them all. Again, visit Black Tech Global to find a list of those events. But listen, like always, this is we putting these out because we are outside in 2024. We are connecting, we are networking, because networking and connecting, especially in this space, is invaluable. You definitely want to make sure that you're doing that. So with that moment passing us by, we are going to talk about something that was a conversation a few years ago, but it's coming back again. It's coming back again. And Trey, I'm not going to steal your thunder. I'm going to let you get right into it, um, and talk about this particular thing, which is going to get worse and worse as time goes by. I'm sure.
Yeah. So, right now, oh, okay, yeah, right now, y'all, listen. Y'all already know some of those local scams and all that, right? You know, you have the, hey, we're gonna skim the card. We got, like, we got a whole bunch of them. So many, I'm not even gonna get into that they doing. They scamming. Scammers be scamming. All right. But right now, recently, scammers did something else that I'm also saying that this is going to get worse over time. You're just not gonna know. So right now, y'all know commercials, for the most part, right? They use celebrities to bring awareness to their campaigns. I personally don't believe today that the celebrities really make a difference when it comes to actually having somebody buy something, unless it's like someone who has a super young audience. I think it's more so of like, hey, let's align ourselves with this person, and then it kind of helps, right? Like Beyonce did with the Super Bowl with Verizon. They paid her 30 M's to do that, by the way. If y'all saw that commercial. But right now, scammers are using that same setup, and they recently used celebrity deepfakes to target Facebook users. And I mean, they was they rode out the red carpet with celebrities. All right, they had videos of Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, Tiger Woods, Kylie Jenner, Vin Diesel, right, to promote these fake giveaways and investment opportunities on Facebook and Instagram. And obviously, you know that that's one of those places that, listen, if you show it to enough people, you gonna get some buys. Okay. And one of the ones that they shared with us that they pulled out was a $10 MacBook. Right. So Jennifer Aniston, she was promoting that you could get a $10 MacBook. You know, some kind of way they finagled it and made it make sense enough that that $10 MacBook is, you know, would be available to you. And
That's
that
crazy.
the scam videos targeted over 1 million users in the U.S. and Europe, with some posts getting over 100,000 people to actually see that actual post. And so again, in order to make it look even more real, they also enhanced websites that look just like credible websites, like um, what is that? The New York Times and a few other ones. So they also went above and beyond. And when you clicked on it, it looked like you was going to a New York Times article, like, you know, to also promote and make it make sense on why that is okay to do. So again, this is what's happening. Bit Defender security analysts, they expect the trend of AI generated scam videos to increase in sophistication in 2024. And so, AKA, it's only going to get better as far as the, the actual scammers and how they're doing it. And then Meta, they did announce that they plan to identify and label AI generated content across its platforms to, you know, help cut down on that concern as well. But again, these scammers, they sometimes they use the likeness of politicians to appear to be given to a given country's audience
Yeah.
through a report primarily focused on celebrities. So yeah, it's getting crazy.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy.
Yeah, it's getting. I mean, it was bad before here and there with deepfakes, but it's gonna get to the point where it has, like you just said, they're gonna have to put like stickers. They're gonna have to put some kind of notification to say,
Yeah.
"Listen, y'all, this is AI generated." If we're speaking about AI generated, there are music videos that are AI generated right now, where you're like, "Oh, this looks so real. I wonder where they captured this." AI
Bro,
created it from scratch. Uh,
bro, if you can uh look up Sora. They just
Alonzo,
OpenAI, yeah, they just came out, which is a segment we're gonna have later on today. Not Sora, but we're gonna be
yeah,
talking about them. But they just came out with this Sora, bro.
yeah, that's what I'm
And
talking about.
oh, okay, yeah, like, bro, That's
It,
next level.
yeah,
It's next level.
if I could have, I would have showed it. But like, yeah,
I
Sora
already
is
know.
exactly like, yeah, we ain't trying to get flagged again from
Mm-mm,
nobody.
mm-mm,
But
mm-mm.
that is exactly what I'm talking about. Because Sora, they literally create music videos or videos where like there's mammoths, there's people walking the moon, and it's AI generated. What is that going to do for the entertainment industry? Time will tell.
Don't
What's
know.
it going to do for the movie industry, for just music videos in general? Time will tell.
It would turn
Because
them up.
it would, yeah, it
Cause
would be
some of the drone shots that I saw, bro, I was just like, whoa. I
wow.
was like, this is crazy.
And
Like,
nobody has to try.
I don't need to bring in a specialist drone person to get this shot because I can just type in words and it will create it for me.
That's nuts. That's nuts. What are your thoughts, y'all? So on this particular subject about deep fakes, I'm very curious right now. What are your thoughts on it? Is this something that you're concerned about? Do you feel like, no, I'm not concerned about it? This is what we think about when we have technology. That this is gonna happen. What are your thoughts, y'all? Um, because to me personally, I was concerned about it when it comes to other areas, like when it comes to, uh, let's say, if it has a way, because these deepfakes have a way of replicating the voice now as well.
Yeah, that was the part of it.
Yeah, so you have a child, let's God forbid, and this has actually been the case where a child was calling their mother, and the mother was very concerned because the child, it was almost, the scammers had it like as the child was kidnapped. I don't know if you remember that story.
I do. It
And
was been a yeah.
yeah, and the mother was like, "Oh my gosh," and they basically were trying to hold that child for ransom, right? At least allegedly that scamming thing. And then the mother decided, like she's like frantic and she's running around trying to kind of figure out where she's get the money from and all this different stuff. And she's like, "Let me." Something was off. Her mother intuition kicked in, and she said, "Let me call my daughter." And she called back. She called her daughter, and her daughter picked the
Cause
phone
she was
like,
in
"Yeah, how you doing,
college,
mom?"
right?
She was right upstairs in the house.
Yes.
Her daughter was right upstairs in the house, like chilling, like nothing was going on. And then they realized that it was a scammer that was
Yeah.
basically doing it. That made me realize like I need to have like keywords or like a safe word in our family.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the part that I'm concerned about. Those are the things that I'm kind of like, okay, how far will people go in order to get over you to get some money? Because to
Yeah.
me,
To the
people
ends.
go to yeah, people go to extreme lengths. And so let's have a conversation with the audience right now. In fact, this is a call-in show. So if you want to call in the show to chat about it, I'm going to put the call-up link right now. I'm gonna put it on YouTube, on my YouTube as well. And then you guys will just call in because listen, y'all, we got some time today because it's President's Day. I don't know about everybody else, but some of us may not be working, so we may have a little more time to talk about it. But what are your concerns when it comes to deepfake? Because deepfake, the things that we're talking about, they have other ramifications. Like nowadays, if you are able to if they're able to hack, they're not just hacking in your information, they're getting your voice. They could call in and say certain things like in your
That's
voice now.
facts.
So it's a lot. It's a lot there. What are your thoughts on that? Go ahead and let us know in the chat, and we'll pull it up and we'll talk about it. If you want to call into the show, I just dropped the link there on YouTube, and I'm going to go ahead and do it on the other channels as well. But while I do that, I'm going to let you talk, brother. If you have any
Yeah.
thoughts you to add to that.
Yeah, no, like you said, bro, like even that, there are certain things that if you just have a little bit of information and then boom, I can get your voice,
Yeah,
I can go and be you. Like I can literally be you. And who's gonna stop me? Right? I guess only you can. So that's one
yeah,
of those things where now it's getting to the point where hey, I need the two-factor authenticator on everything. I'll be honest, I'm one of those like let me just get to where I'm trying to go. So over the years it's kind of changed, but early on, bro, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, man, I'm not putting two-factor authentication on nothing. Like,
Mm,
look, I don't need to get let wherever I'm trying to get into, let me in immediately.
yeah.
Now I'm starting to go ahead and put the two-factor authenticator on everything that I can, because then I started seeing more and more, like, they would just check in with me, right? Like, hey, is this
Mm,
you trying to log in from such and such place? I'm like,
yeah.
no. So then I'm having to reset my
Mm,
password, which is even worse. And so that kind of just took me out. I'm like, no, I'm not even doing that. So just imagine if they can now get your voice and grab your face a little bit. Because
oof.
like we said a while ago, listen, they'll go to the ends to get this stuff, get the money. Like, literally, the Bible says, it tells us, hey, the love of money is the root of evil. But it's
Oh,
talking about all kinds of evil. Like,
yeah.
it literally, they will do all kinds of evil for the love of money. So
Mm,
this is one of them. This is one of
yeah. It's a really sad state of affairs for sure. But like you said, this is not new. Nothing's new under the sun. And
them.
so what we're going to do is we're going to definitely, if you have any questions about that, if you want to call in and talk about that, the lines are open, but we're going to keep the show rolling this morning. And we do have something else that we wanted to talk to you about because I wanted to actually ask anybody in the comment if they could guess which startup we're talking about here. But there's a which startup, and I'm going to actually put it out there so that everybody can see the question as well. But I'm like, which startup do you believe is worth $80 billion?
80
That's
B's.
80 B's. Which startup is worth 80 billion dollars? You know, um, and
That's crazy.
it's a startup, right? So I'm going to put that question out there for everybody because I think personally, when you think startup, you don't think a magnitude of that amount of money when it comes to a startup, an idea that somebody had that they decided to work on it, and now it's worth $80 billion. It's evaluated at $80 billion.
Which is
Whoever gets
absolutely crazy.
that is crazy. Let's see who gets the answer first, because I think you guys might have figured it out. But
Oh, I'm sure they know.
if you don't know, I want you to make a guess. Which startup company is worth $80 billion? And Mitch is close. He says some type of AI company.
That's facts. That's
Very
facts.
close, very close. We're getting closer. We're getting warmer. So you're on the right path. I'll let you know that right now. But it's definitely a company that we've talked about in the past. In fact, it's a company that we talked about today. And
Literally.
I literally talked about it today. And so since I gave it away pretty much, it's OpenAI.
Yeah.
OpenAI, for y'all that are like, wait a second, I didn't know that was a startup. Yeah, they were a startup. They basically were a startup. And according to an article that I saw via LinkedIn News, there appears to be no limit in investors, right, that are interested in this particular startup. And because of that no limit, yep, Jared's right there. She got it. OpenAI. OpenAI is the one. And because there is no limit in investors right now, the valuation has surged to 80 billion or more. Like, this startup is worth a couple of
Y'all,
companies.
this
You know what I
startup
mean? Whew.
this startup is probably worth more than a few countries around this globe, man. There are some
Let,
countries that literally it probably surpass. I mean, yeah, 80 billion, that's a lot. We're
that is,
talking 1 billion is 1,000 million, man.
yeah,
They got 80 of those.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Put it in perspective. Legacy companies like Apple, Microsoft, they're now in the trillions. They're now in the
Yeah,
two, three
just now.
trillion area. This company is so recent. It's in the 80 billion range, y'all. That is not normal at all.
And
That's
just
not
think,
normal. Yeah,
when they're able to start partnering with those $1 trillion, it's gonna go through the roof, bro.
bro.
I'm
I
trying to figure out OpenAI, man, hire me. Like, let me in, okay? So that I can come and sell for y'all and then get some of that insider low stock. I need some of that stock, man. This
RSU.
let me in now.
Yeah, open up, open up. Well, here's the thing, man. OpenAI, their products are something for itself. In fact, a lot of things that I've seen recently is people that have started with OpenAI or have been a part of OpenAI have actually branched out to start their own companies.
Yeah.
My company being one. He's actually former employee of OpenAI, and
Yo, that's
so
crazy.
and yeah, so
That's
there's like
wild.
so many of those companies that did that, and they're now focusing on one or another sector of the AI space,
Yeah,
and bank is coming in because it's so funny. When you first start off with something as an idea, people are looking at you like y'all crazy. But then
bro.
once that idea catches on, all and
Hey,
because the early
y-
adoption, those people love it, they're behind it, but then people are kind of late to the party, knocking on the door trying to get in,
man,
and the
that's
money.
that's you speaking my language, bro. One of my favorite quotes, man. I can't remember the guy's name. Hold on, but the quote is, "All truth goes through three stages.
Yes.
First is ridicule. Second is violently opposed, and then third, it's accepted." And if
Mm,
you think back through time, at everything that is something, it goes through that, right? Like even Jesus, it was the same thing. Arthur Schopenhauer, something like that. That's his name. But um, yeah, bro, it always is like that. When you first start something, man, that's trash.
yeah.
Well, why you start, man? Go somewhere else with that, man. We don't
Yeah.
need that. They come up with all these reasons why it's not good, all that. Then they see you get a little movement, see you get a little traction. They like, ah, it ain't gonna last long though, let me throw some hate speech out there, get them out, get them, shut them down, and
Yeah.
then after it's, hey, you can't stop this even if you tried. Hey
Yeah.
man, you think I can get in there? You got a little something for
Something.
me. You know, it's self-evident. It's
Yeah.
accepted. Everybody's. I was there the whole time. I remember when they started. I remember when they first started. Man, get out of my
Change
face,
your
man. Get
diaper.
out. Get out of my face, man. You
I
what,
know I know your auntie, I know your cousin.
man?
It is so true. And that's honestly, and just to kind of get on the side, that's why I kind of took my
Hmm.
time before I first got into tech to kind of not talk about it with anybody because I'm like, okay, let me try it out for myself. Let me
Yeah,
get in there. And then when I got in there, I was I could talk about it now because it
that's
happened. It
what
worked.
people. That's what people do to you, man. They'll make you wait to talk about it until after you actually do it, because you just don't. I don't need you killing my dream before I even get there. I don't
Fact.
need you tearing my dream down before I even make it.
There's
It's
like
some
100,
it's some
100.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, Jared. Like it's some stuff you just can't tell others. You gotta wait until it comes to fruition, because they'll kill it out. They'll stomp it out before it even gets there, man.
Stomp, stomp, stomp. That's true. You got to protect the
Hmm.
vision. And I'm gonna read some
Have
stuff.
to.
I'm gonna read some stuff from this article because it's very
Yeah.
interesting. I got some key takeaways here that I thought would be really good. But going back to what you said, OpenAI's evaluation, like I said, has surged over $80 billion or more,
Mm.
making it one of the world's most valuable tech startups. With a recent deal allowing employees to sell their shares, contributing to this valuation. Jeez Louise! Oh man, that I'm like, oh, I'm happy for them, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I wish. Uh,
Man,
they are
let
making
me
bank.
in.
And knocking the door. Please, sir, may I have some more? OpenAI's valuation has reached 80 billion, like I said. The valuation surged from around 27 billion 9 months prior. 27 billion before, now it's 80 billion plus, representing a significant increase. A deal allowing employees to sell their shares at this valuation has contributed to OpenAI's increased value, like we said. The company's valuation is attributed to investors' significant interest in AI or artificial intelligence. And the Thrive Capital led a tender offer for existing shares, allowing employees to cash out their stock in the company. Oh
Bro.
my goodness. OpenAI unveiled a text to video tool, like he said before, Sora, showcasing its continued innovation in the AI technology space. And the
And it's
valuation
crazy.
reflects, yeah, think about what that does for marketing. Like how much marketing dollars are now saved. Oh, we could just do this video and then probably green screen our celebrities in there for like a
Dude.
fraction of the cost. Great.
Because
Great. We
I
can do
don't
that.
think people, I wish we could show them a video. Like, y'all, this
Check
stuff
it out,
looks
y'all.
so real.
and clean. It's like
so real.
yeah,
It's scary, but it's one of those things that if you don't learn about it, it's scary. If you
yeah,
do learn about it, it can be a benefit. It can really actually help you. Just like all this stuff, right?
yeah,
Like if you don't learn about it and you just hearing about the bad things that could happen,
yeah.
it can scare you. But if you can actually focus in and see, like, man, how can I actually use this stuff? I use
Mm-hmm.
OpenAI every day. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't wait till they become public. If I don't get in, like, hey, let me in,
Let's save
okay?
our
But
dollars
if I,
now because that stock, that first day of stock is gonna
I
be
got,
crazy expensive.
bro, I gotta get in. I gotta get in because I know it's only going up from here. And this is one of those companies that, when you look back at like, when you see that photo of Microsoft and the like, I don't know, 10 of them that it was at the very beginning, like, and all of them are billionaires now. Like this is one of those companies that those people who are in there at the very beginning, like they're going to be huge. And then already they've spun off people from the company who have gone on to make their own stuff. It's gonna be crazy. And this is one of those companies that I believe anyway. Obviously there'll be more, but hey, first one, and the largest one is gonna have that majority share in the market. So they're gonna have the first and the big stuff, just like this new Sora that they just came out with. So it's gonna be crazy. Oh, you muted, bro. You going in, but you muted.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll say it all over again. I said I totally agree. Darcel
Yeah.
says I've been with a company that went public and let employees sell their shares if they wanted during certain periods, just to think how much it would benefit to be with a tech company going public.
I mean,
Ooh,
bro, we
that's a
saw it
conversation
multiple
right there.
times. We saw it multiple times. It might be an episode with that. Oh, no, but yeah, a lot of the people who are early on in those tech companies, man, I mean, they're going to make millions and some of them billions of dollars
Yeah.
because they saw the vision and they stayed and they hung in there and it cashed out.
I saw the signs. Yeah.
Yeah, they
You
saw
know,
the signs and it
yeah.
was saying this company is going somewhere. Let me stick
Yeah.
around.
And that's why I would say if you have the opportunity, let's say you had a year or so, and you've been with an established tech company, and it's good, but you feel like you plateaued. Oh man, is it such a good thing when a tech startup comes knocking at your door, or if you do research and you find one that's like one of these quote unquote unicorn companies, and you get in there, like chasing big tech companies to me is I don't say it's dead, but the real money is in them startups
Man,
that are really moving and really growing in their valuation. Oh man, Davian actually said something as well. He said, "Lord, Lord, I gotta keep my eyes on my phone. I always miss the first half of the live, man. I keep forgetting it's on Monday." Oh man, thank God for technology. We can always go back. So you're
yeah,
all
yeah,
good,
that's
Davian.
facts.
And Darcel says, "I love the startup mentality. Very innovative and go-getter mentality to thrive. Absolutely." Absolutely. Yeah. But sometimes you get in there, and if you have that go get a mentality, if you're really bringing your A game, you could really change the trajectory of the company and your position in life. You could really do that. Oh man, but there's a couple more points I want to read from this because I think it's really good. The valuation reflects again the increasing capital available for AI related firms despite the downturn in the global startup funding. Microsoft's $13 billion investment, I'll say it again, $13 billion investment in OpenAI grants them significant stake in the company without outright ownership. There are concerns about copyright lawsuits against AI companies, which may impact the industry's future. The trend shows tech companies preferring investment over outright acquisition of startups due to antitrust concerns. So instead of basically Microsoft buying them out all right, they're kind of waiting and seeing. We'll invest in you. We're kind of waiting and seeing to make sure that legally the things that you are doing are going to bite us in the butt later on.
Facts.
But
Facts.
best believe
Which is
once
smart.
that cleared up, yeah, once that's cleared up, they're gonna be like, So
Blank check.
you won how many $1 trillion? Okay. You're already
Yeah,
evaluating 80 billion. We know what the future's gonna hold. Just give us a
that
number.
number's gonna change every day, bro.
Yeah.
Every day, as more and more people learn about it and how to use it, and even have their monthly subscription started, like it's going to go up every day. It's just a matter of, like you said, clearing up some of the copyright issues if they have them now, like and then making sure everything is copacetic with
Yeah.
legally. It's going up.
Yeah. And Tamara, she joined the show. What up, girl? What up? What up?
What's
She
happening?
said
What's happening?
she said, I agree with Darcel. It's also scrappy and forces you to think outside of the box, which is true. Out
Yeah,
of the box. That definitely
I
does it.
mean, unless you're with a company like OpenAI, like it's pretty clear and easy to to understand how that works, and how they can benefit. But I mean, it still will be, you still have some challenges there. But it's totally different than being a totally obscure, brand new startup that nobody knows,
Mm.
and you have to try and climb up that hill. That's for sure. That's scrappy. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that makes me want to ask another question. Would you work for a startup without knowing the outcome of what it's really going to be? Because some startups they don't make it. But would you work for a startup sight unseen? I'll put it like that. I mean, obviously you did your research, right? But there's a lot of people that are concerned about the lack of stability in the startup world,
It's one of those
how
things, bro.
volatile it could be. Would you actually do that? Would you work for a startup sight unseen? Um, or I want to say sight unseen because nobody really knows what it will turn out to be. But would you work for a startup? Period. You know, the answer for me is yes. I'm working for a
Hmm.
startup right now.
Hmm.
But would you work for a startup?
Hmm.
Period. And if you have any
Yeah,
questions, if you put it in the comment section because I want to see what people are saying. He said I
and
would,
that's
but
why Mitch,
nowadays what is actually stable? That's a good point.
and that's man, that's where my mind is going.
Yeah,
Like, dude, so many people are looking for, like, hey, I understand you want like super secure, but anything in life, if you see it, like the things that are not super secure have the most upside.
yeah,
They just do. So it's one of those things. Is, hey, let me go and be with this super secure FANG company that scratching and clawing trying to get to the top. So many levels of layers to get through, or let me go build up some chops with this startup company and see where we can go, see where this vision takes us, and
yeah,
it goes through the moon.
yeah,
And I was a part of that, and I could, like, that's one of those things. It's you taking that chance, but ultimately life is risky.
yep.
If you got up out of the bed and you left the house, risk went through the roof.
Risk number one.
Like, once you get out of the bed, life became risky.
Yeah,
So you might as well.
yeah. I love that. Tamara is actually back. She said, yes, I would. They often pay well, but the experience is something that is sought after and appreciated on your resume. Huh, that's a good point. I have a startup interview on Friday. Hands up. Well, congratulations to you. Glad for the
Hey,
interview. We hope that you get it. Hope it's everything that you want and more. So that is a really good point there as well. Mitch said, I'd rather take the chance than regret it later on in life.
man, could
Ooh,
you imagine the people who passed on OpenAI and now they can't get back in the door?
oh,
They was begging them, hey man, we want you to come be a software engineer for us. We believe in what we got going on. We think it could be the next thing. Nobody knows you. Get out of my face. Get off
oh.
my phone. And then they see this headline, 80 billion. They
Mm.
try and go hit up the recruiter again and, like, sorry, we're not hiring.
The door is closed.
Listen, man, the door is closed.
I'll tell you about Jeff Bezos. Remember that famous picture of Jeff Bezos in the office where he has an Amazon
Yeah,
wall? Like how
on
many
the
people?
banner.
Yeah, how many people be like, I ain't worried with you. And now they're like, "Oh, Jeff, remember me back in the day? You interviewed me in the office." Like, yeah, I remember what you said.
Listen, man. Sometimes you gotta take them chances.
Just go to Amazon.com and buy something. You'll have a great experience there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's
He
exactly
said he
the
said now they
flex.
punch in the air. That's
I
right,
know.
bro.
He said, I would, Darcel said, I would for experience and the chance to move up in the company. I would get into a high position, then look to use experience elsewhere when the company starts to tank. Well, hopefully it doesn't tank, but I understand what you're
That's the
saying there.
thing. Yeah.
Uh, but I
Definitely now
definitely
keep your
say,
eyes peeled. Keep your
yeah,
eyes on your head on a swivel for sure, you know.
yeah. And you mentioned the comment of that now they're punching the air, Trey.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh my God, no, why? Why? And Operation
Would.
Tech Takeover says, scared money don't make no money. Give me that bag.
Yes,
Give me
sir.
that bag. No,
You
yes,
can't be
absolutely.
scared. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared in these streets. Not at all. Don't be scared. Well, y'all, this has been such a great show so far, and I'm very very happy today because we have for our brown box special, we
Yeah,
actually
yep.
have an anonymous submission, which is
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. This is what we've been asking for. So if y'all go ahead and connect with us on LinkedIn, go ahead and connect with us and send us your anonymous submissions for the Brown Box Special. One of my favorite parts of my morning on a Monday morning is hearing these stories and laughing. So so definitely want to share this one with y'all and get your thoughts on it because I think it's a funny story as well as one that actually is kind of common. So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh man, do you want to read this one? Actually, I haven't give you a chance. I don't think you've read one in a
Oh,
while.
either way, bro. I mean, I can. Yeah.
I like hearing you talking, so I can take it in real fast.
Okay. I got you. So y'all, remember this was submission. I'm gonna read it in there, like I'm gonna read it how they wrote it. All right. All right, y'all. Ty said, brown box time.
Yeah, he
That's
said
back.
stop watch blue hand timer brown box time. Get
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Okay.
$15.
So okay, so I resigned from a job about 5 years ago, submitted my 2 weeks notice, and had 1 week left on the old job. We were required to take our laptops home each night for business continuity in case there was a snowstorm or something. One day, I decided not to take the laptop home. I was just simply tired. And I was almost done working there anyway. So I left the laptop in my desk drawer. The next day, somebody snitched on me.
Dun, dun,
Probably
dun,
was
dun.
Reggie. Probably was Reggie with his strong cologne self, shaking my head. Management pulled me into the office and fired me on the spot for violating company policy. I already put in my 2 weeks notice though. Anyway, I went to Marshall's, had a great lunch, and got a pedicure before heading home. I contacted HR and they were required to keep my insurance active and continue to pay me until the duration of my 2 weeks notice. I eased into the new job with no stress, more money, and no snitches.
Oh
Yo,
man, that is
no,
a
that's
weird.
real.
I ain't gonna lie, that is a weird time when you are
Yeah, man.
transitioning from a job because it get funny sometimes. I had a situation almost similar to that where I left the job. I gave my 2 weeks notice in, but I said, "Hey, if you guys need me somebody here that could kind of like just kind of hold a spot. If you need help with something, I can help you."
Yeah.
Um, and they're like, "Cool." And then the pandemic hit, and they asked me, "So how's the other job looking?" And so they tried to terminate me after I put in my time. I'm like, "Okay, whatever. Let me just hand this laptop to you back to you, and whatever you need me to do between then." And literally, like a day, like either the same day or the next day, I'm trying to get on there, and they lock me out, and I'm like, "Bro, listen,
Trifling.
you are not." In my mind, I'm thinking y'all are not Google. You don't got anything of significance here for me to try to
But
even
I need
take
to,
away.
yeah.
Like I just found it hilarious. At the time, I was a little bit upset, but I realized that it wasn't being upset over nothing because
Yeah.
my manager came in there, asked me to do something. They're like, "Listen, I can't do anything for you. The laptop's locked." And I'm like,
I don't
"What?"
got it.
And I'm like, yeah, I ain't got access to nothing. So I love this story because it actually is so true. Like this happens all the time. And Davian said, Trey, that's facts. Mitch said, did Trey's alter ego send this in?
Nah, man. Nah,
No,
man.
no, no, it was not. Jared's laughing. And this was
That's
not.
funny.
This was an anonymous submission, y'all.
Yeah.
Like straight
No, it
up.
was.
And it could be that anonymous submission too. Go ahead and just reach out to us on LinkedIn and submit your story. Operation Tech Takeover says how you get fired on your resignation. It's
Yeah, man.
hilarious.
That's
I
that
guess the
Friday.
company.
That's that Friday right there.
It's like the way the companies get back at you. They're like looking for anything that they could do to get you out for 2 weeks. But listen, it's like a paid vacation. You get to just sit home and collect your check. So he said, now look at you stuck. That's what Davey said. And then Tamara says, Damien Shaw, check out startup.jobs and Y Combinator's job board for startups. Yeah, because
Yeah,
Damien
she
mentioned
was
earlier.
replying to Damien earlier.
Oh, okay, yeah. He mentioned that he's trying to yeah, I see it here. I'm trying to get in with some startup companies now. I just got an interview. Okay, congratulations. Fantastic,
Yeah,
man.
man. Congrats.
Congrats with that. Woohoo. Come on through. Come on through. But yeah, going back to the brown box special, that has happened to something like that has happened to me close to that. So it is real, y'all. It is real. It's real in these streets. It's real in these streets. Thank you to the person that anonymously submitted that. So we appreciate you.
We definitely appreciate y'all.
And if y'all got a brown box special story, don't gotta be your own. It could be something that you heard through the grapevine at your job. It could be something you've seen where this person did something crazy and got eliminated, or the job acted a fool and decided to take matters into their own hands. But whatever brown box special you have, we are here for it. We are here for it. And that being said, we're done. Get her done,
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
That's
We
it.
out. Arrivederci. Bon voyage. I was going look. I was gonna keep going, bro, but I ain't gonna do it to him. I'm not gonna do it to
Man, Trey, international man of mystery there, coming out with multiple ways to say peace and
him.
elbow. Uh,
Yes, sir.
well,
We'll
now we
see
done with
y'all. Yeah, we will see y'all in the next one. Y'all already know this is Talk That Tech, the #1 tech morning show in the world.
numero uno.
Y'all have a great rest of the week.
Peace and elbow grease. Till next time.